everyone, this is Jessica on Hopper Makes It Shine, and welcome to week 2 of our core challenge. Last week we worked on building the foundation. This week we're going to work on stability, working on our control, balance, and intention. As with last week's video, we're going to do each move with our breath. So we're not looking at a clock. It's more tailored to you and your breath. We did 8 breaths in and out for each exercise, and this week we're going to bump it up to 10 breaths. You should also have a little more control over that breath and the ability to hold it for a longer period of time. Your breath becomes your pace, allowing you to work on quality movement instead of rushing through each motion. Listen to your body and modify when you need to, whether that's dropping down on your knees or slowing down. Celebrate every step forward. Let's get started.
As with all my fitness videos, this is for general educational purposes only and not a substitute for medical advice. Consult your healthcare provider and listen to your body. Join me on the floor and tabletop as we round our back up towards the sky and take a deep breath in, and then roll those hips forward, sinking that belly towards the floor with that exhale. Today we'll move through several positions, including plank shoulder taps, heel taps, slow mountain climbers, side plank hip dips, reverse crunches, and a Superman hold. Stay with each movement for 10 slow, steady breaths, then take 2 deep recovery breaths before transitioning. I like to take child's pose when I can. Let your breath lead your movement and focus on control rather than speed. If at any time you need to break up these breaths, do 5 breaths and take a pause, and then continue on to the next 5 breaths to complete the 10 breath set for each move. We're continuing to breathe in and out for this warm-up. The toes are tucked to stretch those feet, loosening the spine and waking up that core. Breathing in and out. Connect with your breath and find your pace. Let's come to neutral spine and walk those hands out further as we come into our plank. Hands are under those shoulders. Legs are extended straight out. We're going to tap those shoulders, alternating right and left hand as we breathe. If you need to drop down on those knees, feel free to do so. Taking those breaths in and out, counting through to 10. And drop to the knees and press into child's pose for 2 breaths. We're going to do this one more time so that we get an even amount on both sides. So lift up, lift off those knees if you're able, and tap those shoulders. That was 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Breathing in and out. Use that core to stabilize your hips. Hug the belly button to the spine, and then once you reach 10, go into child's pose and take 2 deep breaths. As we come up, we're going to lift and start doing knee taps or slow mountain climbers. we're taking that knee straight up to the elbow as far as you can go for a nice crunch of the core. Again with the breath for 10 breaths in and out. Drop to your knees and take 2 breaths. Lift up, lift those knees, one more round, ensuring that both legs get 10 breaths of work. Slow and controlled mountain climbers or knees to elbows. And drop to those knees and press into your child's pose. Nice inhale and exhale, coming back to tabletop and dropping on that forearm, coming into that side body. You can stay in this modified half side plank for hip dips, or take both legs straight out and lower and lift those hips, hinging in the middle of your body, dropping it down and lifting it up. Breathe in and out. And once you've reached 10, take 2 breaths, roll out that shoulder, and transition to the other side. Lining up the elbow under the shoulder, lifting off the floor, and dropping down and up. Breathe in and out. Keeping that core laced nice and tight to the spine. Up and down. Really working the obliques, that deep side muscle. Sculpting the entire core. And once you've reached 10, roll out that shoulder for those 2 breaths, pause. And we're going to roll onto our backs. Make sure you've got plenty of space, taking those hands by your side. We're going to lift the feet off of the floor, coming into a 90-degree angle at the knees. Hands are by your side for support, but you're using that core for stability. We're going to tap those heels down, one and then the other, alternating legs, right and left, breathing in and out. You should feel that belly fire. And really squeeze that core in. Belly button is scooping down towards the floor and not doming up like a balloon. Bring those knees to chest. Give yourself a nice hug for those 2 breaths as we pause. Take the legs straight out from the hips, flat feet. We're going to do some reverse crunches, bringing the feet towards the head, lifting that low back off of the floor. Using your core muscles to move your legs over your head. The arms are there to support you, but you shouldn't be putting pressure through the palms as you lift and lower with each breath. And one last pause with the legs up straight. 2 breaths here. In and out. Lower those legs and straighten as you roll onto your belly for Superman's. Take those arms overhead, stretch those legs behind you. We're going to lift all 4 limbs and lower for 10 breaths. Inhale, exhale, breathe, lift and lower, up and down. And if you need to, take a breath or move those arms out, cactus or field goal. Lift and lower. Notice how bending the elbows takes strain off of your shoulders. Using that core to lift all 4 limbs off of the floor. And then once you hit 10, come up into Sphinx pose, taking those elbows under the shoulders. Ears are lifting up and away. Feet are straight behind you. Feel that stretch of the core as you get a gentle back bend. Breathe here. In and out. Deep, slow breaths. Making sure to breathe for 10 breaths to cool down. And then we're going to walk those hands towards the body. Bring the legs up and come into an easy seat. Adjust yourself. Open that chest. Rolling the shoulders up, back, and down. Take your breaths in and out. And then reverse that motion back up and down for 5 breaths. Taking the hands, palms up, we're going to scoop that air up and overhead, really stretching the spine. Taking hands together, we reach up high, and then exhale those hands to heart center. Taking the gaze down with the fingers. Exhale, and thank you for joining me in week 2. Thank you for taking the time to strengthen both your body and mind today. Every steady breath and every controlled movement is building a stronger, more stable foundation. I'll see you next week as we continue to grow stronger together. And remember, you are worth the time.